After months of speculation, production setbacks, and a steady stream of rumors, Sony is finally on the verge of officially unveiling the long-awaited Sony A7V. This next-generation hybrid mirrorless camera is shaping up to be a significant advancement in Sony's Alpha lineup, bringing together cutting-edge technology and refined usability. Creators across the globe have come to rely on Sony's Alpha series for its consistent performance, and the A7V appears ready to carry that legacy forward. Scheduled for release around May or June 2025, this launch follows a period of delays that were influenced by a mix of strategic market positioning, persistent supply chain issues, and Sony's commitment to releasing a thoroughly polished product. The Sony A7V is not just another update, it represents a calculated and thoughtful response to an increasingly competitive mid-tier full-frame mirrorless market. With its predecessor, the Sony A7 IV, Sony had already set a high benchmark, offering a 33-megapixel full-frame sensor, dependable autofocus, and strong video capabilities, all at a starting price of $2,500. That combination struck an ideal balance between performance and value, attracting a wide spectrum of users from enthusiasts to professionals. However, the recent price drop of the A7 IV to $1,998 on major platforms like Amazon is a clear indicator that Sony is making room for its successor, the Sony A7V, to take center stage. Current rumors suggest the Sony A7V will be priced between $2,799 and $2,999. While this marks a noticeable price increase over the A7 IV, it's a reflection of the significant technological advancements packed into the new model. Sony seems to be targeting a premium yet accessible segment of the market, positioning the A7V as a direct competitor to offerings like the Canon EOS R6 Mark II and the Nikon Z6 III. It aims to attract serious enthusiasts and professionals who are looking for high-end performance but prefer not to invest in flagship models that often exceed the $4,000 mark. One of the most anticipated aspects of the Sony A7V is its image sensor, which could be a major game changer. There are two main possibilities being discussed within the rumor mill. The first, more conservative scenario is that Sony might retain the 33MP sensor from the A7 IV, but pair it with the newer Bion's XR processor. This would still yield notable improvements in image quality, processing speed, and autofocus while preserving the sensor's excellent dynamic range and strong low-light performance, rated up to ISO 12800. However, the more exciting and widely discussed possibility is that the Sony A7V could be equipped with a brand new 42-megapixel backside illuminated full-frame sensor, likely the IMX366, featuring stacked architecture. If this turns out to be true, it would mark a significant upgrade in resolution and performance. A stacked BSI sensor would enhance image clarity, reduce rolling shutter dramatically, a known issue with the A7 IV, and enable better oversampled 4K video. Additionally, the BSI design would improve low-light performance and extend the dynamic range, making the A7V a much more versatile tool for creatives who often shoot in challenging lighting conditions or require greater detail for both photography and video work. While the sensor is undoubtedly important, the real leap in performance might come from the camera's processing power. It is rumored that the Sony A7V will incorporate the same Bion's XR processor found in Sony's higher-end models. Furthermore, there is strong speculation that the camera will also include an AI coprocessor similar to the one featured in the Sony A9 III. This would give the A7V an enormous boost in real-time processing, especially in autofocus performance. Thanks to AI-driven subject recognition, the Sony A7V is expected to deliver world-class tracking of human faces, animals, and fast-moving subjects. For photographers specializing in sports or wildlife, this could be a transformative feature. Similarly, videographers will benefit from smoother focus transitions and potentially enhanced in-body image stabilization, which could reduce or even eliminate the need for gimbals in many scenarios. Together, these upgrades signal that the A7V will be not only fast and powerful but also smart, offering an intuitive experience tailored to both still shooters and filmmakers. Video has long been a cornerstone of Sony's Alpha lineup, and the A7V appears ready to push those boundaries even further. The camera is rumored to support 4K video recording at up to 120 frames per second, and crucially, with no crop. This is a massive advantage for content creators who rely on slow-motion footage but don't want to sacrifice image quality or framing flexibility. Additionally, the A7V is expected to support 10-bit 4:2:2 internal recording, allowing for richer color depth and increased flexibility in post-production color grading. There's also been some buzz about potential 8K recording capabilities, especially if the new 42MP sensor rumor proves true. However, any 8K functionality would likely be limited, possibly due to thermal constraints. Rather than chasing specs for marketing appeal, Sony seems to be prioritizing a practical approach, focusing on high-quality, oversampled 4K footage with improved heat dissipation mechanisms. This indicates a thoughtful engineering philosophy aimed at delivering reliable, high-performance video without the common pitfalls of overheating that have plagued some previous mirrorless models. In terms of physical design, the Sony A7V is expected to inherit several ergonomic improvements from newer models like the Sony A9 III. This includes a deeper grip and more balanced weight distribution, which should greatly enhance comfort, especially when shooting with larger lenses or over long periods. One common critique of the A7 IV was its relatively bulky build and slightly awkward handling, despite being rugged and durable. Sony seems to be addressing that with a more refined, streamlined chassis for the A7V, likely to be both lighter and better suited for field work. Another major design upgrade is anticipated in the electronic viewfinder. The A7V is likely to move up from the 3.68 million OLED EVF found on the A7 IV to a sharper 5.76 million OLED panel. This would provide users with a significantly clearer and more immersive viewing experience, which is especially valuable when composing images or shooting in bright outdoor conditions. The rear LCD is also expected to receive a notable upgrade, a 4-axis articulating touchscreen similar to the one on the A7RV. This would make the camera more flexible for vloggers, low-angle shooting, and other creative compositions. Enhanced touch functionality would also improve overall usability, making menu navigation and focus selection faster and more intuitive. The road to the A7V's release hasn't been entirely smooth. Originally targeted for early 2025, the launch was postponed multiple times. According to industry insiders, one of the key reasons for the delay was Sony's decision to carefully observe Canon's EOS R6 Mark III release. By studying Canon's pricing strategy and marketing rollout, Sony may have adjusted its own launch timing to remain competitive. Supply chain challenges also contributed to the delay, particularly in sourcing silicon components like the A12 chip used in some internal systems. Additionally, it appears that Sony prioritized the development and release of another E-mount full-frame camera scheduled for spring 2025, potentially pushing the A7V further down the production line. While frustrating for eager fans, these delays appear to have been strategic and ultimately beneficial. They've given Sony the opportunity to refine the A7V and ensure it enters the market as a mature and reliable product. In conclusion, the upcoming Sony A7V looks to be far more than just a routine update. It represents a carefully planned evolution in Sony's mirrorless journey, combining familiar strengths with bold innovation. With its rumored blend of a powerful new sensor, AI-enhanced processing, pro-level video specs, and improved ergonomics, the A7V could very well redefine what's expected from a mid-range full-frame camera. Its expected price tag of $2,799 to $2,999 places it in a premium category, but still within reach for serious creators who demand top-tier performance without the flagship price. As Sony continues to push the boundaries of what's possible in the mirrorless world, the A7V stands out as a camera that promises versatility, intelligence, and creative freedom. Whether you're a seasoned filmmaker, an ambitious photographer, or a hybrid content creator juggling both disciplines, the Sony A7V is shaping up to be one of the most compelling tools of 2025.